Hi, I'm John Adam, host of The John Adam Show. I'm here at the Maristone Studios to tell you about another great event from Enterprise Network. We're here today talking with Brian Mueller. He's the Chief Executive Officer of Grand Canyon University. Brian, welcome.
Thank you, John. It's good to be here.
Just take a moment, please, and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm not a Harvard MBA, John. I started out as a high school teacher and a basketball coach and built a good basketball program. I was a small college basketball coach and a teacher for 4 years, and I moved to Arizona, got involved with University of Phoenix over 22 years ago, and ended up as the Chief Executive Officer of University of Phoenix Online when we had 100 employees and about 3,000 students. 6 years later, we had 8,000 employees and we had almost 300,000 students, and actually went public with that company in 2000, opened up at $14, split and went down to $7, and eventually we ended up at 94. So we were very fortunate to build a very, very strong company for Arizona that continues to flourish. I ended up then as president of Apollo Group and was president of Apollo Group and ran that company for 3 years, but then came to Grand Canyon 18 months ago. I came to Grand Canyon 18 months ago because Grand Canyon University, as a private university in Arizona, the intent was to take it public and to build a really powerful academic institution for Arizonans, and we're kind of on our way to doing that.
Clearly, we have a lot to learn from your experience. So tell us exactly what you're going to talk about at the Executive Forum.
Well, I want to talk a lot about how to build successful, strong companies that can last. It's interesting, if you think back at 1976, when University of Phoenix started, it was nothing. Today, you're talking about 400,000 students, you're talking about 15,000 employees, $4 billion in revenue. It is an economic powerhouse for the state of Arizona. And we're going to talk a lot about how we did that and what worked. We're also then going to transition into Grand Canyon University. There's not another private traditional university in Arizona. And it's going to be very unique. It is very unique. We're a private university. We're a Christian university. We have 60 years of history, but we're now a large and growing, have a large and growing online component, which is very profitable. And we also now are a publicly traded institution. We went public a year ago in November. So we'll talk about how we did that, why we did it, what worked, and where we're going in the future.
Now, why do you think these topics would be of interest to the business audience?
I think for a couple of reasons. One, the economy's obviously been shattered, and we need to rebuild the economy. We're not going to be able to do it just with tourism and construction again. We're going to have visionary companies who understand what's next in the economy and want to locate in Arizona. The problem is companies aren't visionary. It's people that are visionary. What Arizona needs is visionary leaders who want to understand what's next in the economy and are able to build an organization and coach it up so that it becomes a powerful force in Arizona that supplies good, high-paying jobs. I think that's one thing. Second thing is, there's not another private traditional university in Arizona. There's not enough educational options for our people and for our companies. A state like California has 70 private universities. We've got a great state university system here, but we need private educational opportunities. Grand Canyon's intent is to build a traditional ground campus to about 5,000 or 6,000 students, but then to grow the online campus to almost 90,000 students, and we want to do that in the next 3, 4, 5 years. That's going to create lots of educational opportunities for Arizonans. It's going to create lots of jobs for Arizonans. It's going to create a very good tax base. The great thing, though, is because we're a private, publicly traded company, we're not going to put any burden on the taxpayers to support our students. Our tuition rate, our room, board, and fees for students are going to be almost what they are at state universities. It's a unique business model that creates a win-win situation for everybody.
Now, these topics of talking about how to grow sound very, very exciting. What are some of the takeaways the people attending the event can expect to get from this presentation?
Growing companies as fast as we did and growing them as successfully as we did, and I say we because there were a lot of us involved. I was the CEO, but I had very, very strong teammates. One, you got to attract people who have passion about your industry. It can't just be about making money. You got to get people, in our case, it was getting people who were passionate about education. That's very, very important. Secondly, you've got to establish a purpose inside your people and your organization that transcends just the money-making purpose. You've got to establish inside of your organization that you're doing something good that creates a winning situation for all of your constituencies, and it's that transcending purpose that keeps people coming back and working hard and thinking creatively. Thirdly, you've got to establish a plan that you can articulate in less than 3 minutes that builds and rallies support for what you're doing. If a CEO can't articulate clearly what the plan is in less than 3 minutes so that people get it, it hasn't been defined enough. And then fourthly, we've got to create, we want to talk about the real power and where it comes from. And real power in organizations come from team and from integration. I think it's the single thing that most separates great organizations from ordinary organizations. It's rare when you see a company that gets everybody operating on the same page and pulling in the same direction. And there are ways to make that happen that I think are important to discuss.
Well, I think what's rare is to hear from you about how you did all this. So please join us at the upcoming Enterprise Network Executive Forum. It will be held on Thursday, February 18th at the Lakeview Inn from 7 to 9 a.m. For more information or to register for this important event, please visit www.en.org.